Is it possible to train your brain to think faster or process tasks faster?
So the answer to that is it absolutely is possible to do that. And we have just a general notion of that, right? Like anything that you practice and you put in the time, you put in the effort, you tend to get better at it, right? And that's why practicing it, learning the basics of whatever particular skill or knowledge-based task that you want to get better at, the way in which you practice it, the particular technique that you use in order to approach that, all of that matters in terms of then the more you practice, the more facile you get at it, the more automatic it becomes, and then you can keep increasing on that particular skill base. So yes, it is possible from a brain and a body standpoint. We've all heard of muscle memory, but that it has very little to do with the muscles in terms of actual memory. Like it's all kind of based within the brain, the neocortex, and then the cerebellum in terms of that particular muscle memory.
Sure, and some of these expertise effects are reflected in the brain activity itself. We can measure faster responses to things, or we can see changes that indicate that people have become more expert at things. But I would say that training things does tend to be very specific to the actual task that's being trained, right? So if you're playing a particular game, that your brain, you'll get better at processing things related to that game, but it doesn't necessarily make you better at all games. So this has been studied very thoroughly with people that play fast action games versus non-action games. So usually like shooter game, first-person shooters versus RPGs. And what they found is that people that played a lot of these fast action games get very good at scanning the visual environment for threats. They actually do have very noticeable improvements in their visual attention system that they can do this. But those don't necessarily translate to other things. They don't get better attention systems in general to everything. It's specific to that game. And this is an ongoing debate right now in brain training apps, things that are out there as to what extent do the things that you practice in those apps, do they generalize outside of those apps? Because people absolutely can get better at these games, but there's kind of an ongoing question. This is something that companies are working at right now, and researchers in academia trying to figure out to what extent you can make games that actually do generalize those benefits outside of things that are very, very similar to that game.
Yeah, and it kind of goes to this idea of cognitive agility, right? Like, so in the same way, you would probably be able to pick up some type of physical skill if you're just in general physically fit. Your cardiovascular fitness, musculoskeletal fitness is up to or beyond par, right? And in that case, then picking up something new, some new skill, you'll generally tend to get it faster because you don't have to worry about building up that baseline level in order to get you to even to the baseline level in which you can learn and add on to that new skill. I think the same thing would probably apply to cognitive training as well, where these mental tasks, these cognitive training apps, these cognitive training exercises probably do serve a purpose, but again, it's we need to define how that translates off to specific skills that you might want to learn.
Absolutely.
For more information, click in the description box below, and for more links on this particular topic.
And if you want to talk to us about training your brain to think faster, or if you have any experience in this yourself, post so in the comments below.